Hey, Mr. DJ, put a record on. I want to dance with my baby. Who is that? Someone we all know? That's Madonna, best of the boomers. We'll get to that in a minute. I am at one of my favorite places in Denver. It might be my most favorite. It's Colfax Station. You can't see it, but I can. Rocky Mountains right there in the background. You see them? Yeah, maybe not. And behind me is the largest VA hospital in the Mountain Time Zone. It was way over budget. It was delayed many times. It was essential. The recent cost of this was supposed to be about $600 million. It was over $1 billion over budget. Praise the Lord. We have it. Praise the Lord for our veterans. Why am I here? Well, I was just in the neighborhood, in the area, taking either one of these trains. It won't get me home. I can take a bus back, and it's fine. Why am I really doing this video? Because I can. I'm like 150, 60 some days after defeating homelessness across America, from Atlanta to San Francisco. Surviving interstate kidnapping, finding out Tom Acosta, now legend father, was sleeping with a 7-year-old boy. And he stole more than $20,000 for the town of Raynell, West Virginia. Never honored his contract to fulfill his agreement to create a memorial honoring U.S. veterans of the Vietnam War. We'll have to do a video going into the homeless U.S. Vietnam veterans encountered while homeless. When I first came over here for the first time, actually, it was back in 2020, and I took the wrong train. I got off here and I saw what it was, and I cried. Why am I talking about Madonna? Why am I here? I'm here because I can be. Because if I have a home, I have the time. I have the time to do what I want. I don't have to survive like I had to before. Take a bus anytime I want to. It's about 2 a.m. to get back. Why was I talking about Madonna? Let's get over here where the wind ain't blowing. You never know. It might be easier to hear me this way. Well, it has nothing to do with the VA hospital, really. More about my mother. We might find in the future more and more videos after I've defeated homelessness. Like this one might be more of a retrospective and looking at the larger context and picture of country star. But my mother loves music, not Madonna. Just that song. It's about the only song she likes by Madonna. My mom likes Bob Dylan, Bob Seger, the 60s. She loves the 60s. The best music we ever had, according to her, is in the 60s, and I agree with that. A lot of it. She likes Creedence Clearwater Revival, not Madonna. Madonna is actually my dad's age, born the same year. But in 2000, my mom loved music. In fact, I think if she could remember, if it came on again now, she probably would have a good memory association with that. I was 13. My mother was 38 years old. I turned 38 in 2 months. What was going on in my mom's life during that time? Well, she had just relocated to Winston-Salem. She was engaged to Steve Trevette, my first of 2 stepdads. And she was a multiple homeowner. And she always has been, still is to this day, and since about 1993. She had a 4,000 square foot home that we had just left. She was renting. She had the rent house that she has now, and it's always had since about 1993. And then she had just acquired a home with Steve Trevette, who did move in after they got married. That was the right thing to do. And Steve Trevette himself was a multiple homeowner. We'll have a video on how that ended up. The members of my family sold Granny's house for cold hard cash while I was homeless. Well, both of my stepsisters, my former stepsisters, each got a home from their granny. It don't matter. It does. See, right over here, there's an IHOP back there. And I would tell you, my greatest sense of purpose and drive and knowing what I wanted to do to myself while homeless probably came while at that IHOP and wanting to work at that IHOP. What was the big stop? Well, what stopped me from doing it? Having a place at all around here to stay. That was the holdup. One other thing I want to mention in this video, something I was thinking of, a couple things. Came over here, what really led me over this way is I met somebody today, met a new friend. A U.S. veteran. He was in the Navy, about my age, and he defeated homelessness recently. He wasn't homeless for very long, and he had a job, a nice home. And it was one of those things where, you know, my life is very unrelatable to people. With him, we had just met, and it was like, he could instantly relate to me. We have been friends forever. I want to also talk about, you know, inauguration. President Trump in general, Melania Trump. She's never as beautiful anymore. When you know how much her dress costs, Michelle Obama Award, J. Crow. We have, at this moment, a little over 32,000 homeless U.S. veterans. It's the lowest number it's ever been in a long time. There are more than 5 million hotel rooms in this country. We spent, or they did, the cost of the Trump inauguration in 2017 was like $200 million. The cost of the one this year, they toned it down a little bit, got it to like $170 million. I believe that money was like privately funded through donations by corporations and things like that, but we have more than 5 million hotel rooms in this country. We have 32,000 homeless U.S. veterans. We can make America great again, like so fast. Link in the description as the train comes by. It's a video I did on eradicating homelessness through a Polar Express to Puerto Rico. I love that video. And, you know, if we really wanted to, don't you think the greatest country in the world, like, immediately should have no homeless U.S. veterans, period. That means if you are discharged honorably or dishonorably, no homeless U.S. veterans in the greatest country in the world. Donald Trump is already president, and he failed to do that. He also didn't go to Vietnam. I think about things like this. People in a VA hospital getting better? Maybe not. Are we taking the very best care of them that we possibly can? There was a U.S. veteran. Absolutely. He served in Iraq. He drove a truck. I helped him with hotel stays. I was working at 7-Eleven last spring. A man robbed me recently. We must pray for him. It's been 10 minutes. I've said all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching. God bless. I'll tell you one more thing. The information I got and verified is true from the or about the VA hospital right here. Got that information. It's the second person I'm helping defeat homelessness. He was in ROTC. Very much. All of it. And he wanted to enlist in the U.S. Army. What stopped him was don't ask, don't tell. He feared a dishonorable discharge. It never happened. And it prevented him from serving. I'm keeping him alive. But he knew that. It's accurate. He's checked it.